low key consider you fam.
Right. We go that far back.
Let's just start before we get into the interview.
'Cause we got a personal.
So you used to date my sister, and before we get started, I want to know who packed who up.
I mean, God bless the, may she rest in peace. I think we was really young though. I was like 15. She was like 14. We was little
My
kids.
God, that young?
Man,
Wow.
super kids, like young, like 16, 15. We was young. But I think it was just the distance because she lived like I was in Brooklyn and she lived like Central Nyack. And this was back when like that shit was long distance on the phone. Nah, and it was long distance on the phone. Some kind of calls back then was long distance. So I used to run up the phone bill on them. And this was house phone era. So we used to be on
Yes.
the phone all night. Your sister was a liar. Oh, I'm coming in town this weekend.
No,
I'm not coming in town this week. She ain't never show up. We was
please
the
don't do that.
we was look, we was together for like a year, but we saw each other like twice. Like, we just mostly over the phone.
Wow.
2 or 3 times. I only saw like 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, definitely
And may
RIP
she
to my
rest in peace.
sister. She's no longer here with
Yeah, she
us.
was she was
And
something else. Crazy stuff.
she was a tough person. Okay.
Hmm.
But low key, she was very nice.
Yes,
But
she
she was
was. Yes, she
tough.
was.
She was
Yeah.
tough in the sense of nobody could say anything to her.
Right.
And it didn't matter how big you were,
Hmm.
that girl would try to knock you
You
out.
know, I got, in my, in comedy, I have jokes based off some of our experiences still to this day.
Wow.
I got jokes about it because she was a character. So some of the jokes that I have are things that happened between me and her. And I do it on stage. So yeah.
I don't know.
I ain't gonna say the joke though, because
Yeah, please don't. Please don't.
it's not about her. It's just that I like
Maybe
it's
it was something she said?
yes. It's an
Okay.
experience. It's an experience that I had with her, and it was so funny. But I didn't realize how funny it was till I got older.
Right.
So I would never like we was kids, and we should have been saying shit like that anyway.
Mhm.
But so like that joke that I have is one of my best ones, and it's based on some shit she said. So yeah.
Okay. Just you saying that makes me now want to come to your show before the year ends.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got South Carolina next week, Atlanta, and then I got Philly. I'm doing Philly on my birthday,
Okay.
December 22nd.
Think I, I think I could try to do that one.
You gotta pull up. You ain't come to the Beacon.
Yeah, I'm
That was
sorry
the
about
biggest
that.
one.
Yeah,
But see, for
I
that
don't know.
show,
I don't
that
know
was
what I was doing.
but that one was more. I mean, it's because the card was so stacked. I only did about a 15-minute set. I didn't headline that show. We all had different slots because on that show it was me, Tony Rock, Corey Holcomb, Jay Farrow, my boy Ray Ray, and D. Ray Davis. So that show I just had a smaller slot, but this show I'm actually headlining. So
Okay, well, congratulations. So now let's get into your interview. Okay. How was it for you growing up in Brooklyn?
um, I guess now because I'm older, I realized how much danger I was in. I mean, what a dangerous environment it was. But I was always protected. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even know I had these people protecting me. Like
Mm,
there's a lot of things that could have went down, but nothing ever happened to like me or my brother and the people circle I ran with because of who my best friend was. My
wow.
best friend's brothers ran the block
Hmm.
and they didn't let no harm come our way. So we
Right.
just coasted around having a good time, having fun. But we
Right.
didn't know because of the connections we had that we were untouchable.
Hmm.
Like nobody bothered us. Like the gang stuff, like when the Bloods first came to Brooklyn,
Hmm.
they never came to try to recruit us. We never got in no real fights or we never had no real beef. Although I had a lot of friends die young.
Hmm.
But for me, I made the best of it. You know what I'm saying? For me, I danced. So I was always battling somebody. I was all about the girls getting fly. Like I never had no time for that beef shit. I mean, granted, I had a bunch of fights. Niggas jumped me a couple of times, you know. But other than that, like I kind of like stayed out the way. Like I was the funny dude, and I was getting the girls and getting fly. So I don't really have them type of problems that everybody else had, you know. But
Well,
mostly,
I would agree with you. It was a dangerous place.
what old Brooklyn was different. You know what? Speaking of that shop, I want to give a shout out to Made in Old Brooklyn. They got a shop in the Albee Square Mall, in the new mall. It used to be Albee Square Mall. They just sent me some merch made in Old Brooklyn, fatigue jacket with my name on it. They sent condolences to my mom.
Mhm.
I want to give them a shout out because they just sent me some merch from their store.
That is nice.
Hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah, but Brooklyn
Okay.
is though. I mean, Brooklyn ain't what it was. It ain't what it was. But I will say this though. I don't know how people so mad about it. I think people more mad that we didn't do it. Like we didn't change Brooklyn, especially the area
Mm,
I'm from Bed-Stuy. Like I think people more mad that black people didn't do it. But at
mhm,
the end of the day, if your neighborhood is safer, that's a good thing. You
mhm,
feel what I'm saying? But I think it's just that I think people are more mad that we didn't make the change, and it
mhm,
took the Jews coming in there buying up everything for shit to make the change. I mean, Brooklyn is still wild in a lot of ways, but it's nothing like it was in the '90s, and in the early 2000s.
mhm.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in the projects or near the projects? No, right?
I lived in the projects, but we moved out. Originally, I was in the Bahamas. So we from East New York originally, East New York, Alabama, between Sutter and Blake. And that shit was the trenches.
Mhm,
So we moved out of there. We moved to Marcy. But we was on Marcy agreeing between Marcy and Tompkins.
mhm.
So I mean, you always surrounded by the projects in the hood, but we didn't. When I was younger, I lived in the projects, but we moved out and we lived in a building on Green Avenue in Bed-Stuy.
I think I remember that. Was that
Yeah, right.
was that the G train?
The G train in
I
Bedford and
said,
Nostrand.
"Bro, I'm never coming over here again." G
Yeah, it
train
was.
takes
Yo,
so long.
yeah,
The walk
that
from the
the G
train
train is
to the
local
crib
because
was
it's local.
crazy.
Because it's local.
Mhm. It seemed like y'all was like latchkey kids, right?
Well, yeah, but my aunt who raised us,
Uh-huh.
she was so scary that we still ain't have nobody up in the crib. Like we didn't play with her there. I remember when she worked for Greyhound and she had to do training in Chicago. And it was just me, my brother, my sisters, and my cousin. This lady is so scary. We thought she had spies. She had some kind of like teleportation powers where she gonna pop up. We was shook. We didn't play with her house. Hell no, we didn't play with that lady house at all. Like we ain't do all that. We had free crib, but wasn't nobody coming up in there.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. No way. We had to find other ways to get busy. We had to find other ways, other places. But in that house, no way. She was straight. She ain't play.
How long have you been doing comedy and submitting your content online? How long has it been now?
Well, let's keep in mind, stand up is different from online content. And I think because my online persona is so big that people miss the fact that I started off on stage. So stand up, I started about 2012. And online content, I started producing content maybe like 2015.
And
So
I think a lot
I've
of
always
people
been,
don't know that, right? They think you just got
yeah, a
here.
lot of people don't, yeah, yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I mean, people are really now just finding out that I'm a professional stand up comedian. And, they expect to come to the shows and see at the number five spot. They want to see that shit. And it's like, no, that's my online persona and that's my online content. But
Mhm.
I'm a professional stand-up comic, so what you get on stage is completely different. Because online you'll get a minute and a half of me doing a little list or something like that. But on stage, you're getting a full hour of actual stand-up comedy.
Mhm.
So stand-up I've been doing almost going on 15 years, close to 15. And online I've been doing probably for about 12. And then podcasting I've been doing for about 8 years.
That's a long time.
That's how you gotta get bigger. You gotta stay consistent.
Right.
People will start something and then stop and wonder why there's no growth. So now people are realizing they're like, oh wow, well they're like, wow, you're really good on stage, and it's like I've never stopped doing comedy. It's just like people see online, and online it's millions and millions of people.
Mhm.
But when you go do a show, you get hundreds of people,
Right.
and it's localized. You're in that one space, so they don't even know. I mean, I live in Florida, so outside of Florida, a lot of I didn't until I really, until I became a headliner. I wasn't doing comedy outside of Florida. So online, people see me all over the world.
Mhm.
So now it's like, oh yeah, he's the new comic. When I did Vlad was like, yeah, new comic. It's like, all right, I'm not new, but it is what it is. I'm on Vlad,
To
so
them you are. To them you
to
are,
them I
right?
am right. So I respect it, and I'm not offended by it. But
Mhm.
yeah, for those who don't know, I have been doing comedy almost 15 years.
How did your comedic style, how was that developed? Like, do you feel like you always been like that, or has it evolved and changed during the years?
I think for me, I mean, of course, it starts in the hood on the stoop, high school lunch tables. It starts there, right? There's a lot of cats I know that's funny, and that was the thing with me. I always knew I was funny. My friends kind of forced me to get on stage, but it's the difference between being funny and being a comedian. Being a comedian is an art, right? You have to know how to formulate a joke. You got to know how to come up with a premise and a punchline. You got to know how to do that. But being funny is easy, right? There's a lot of people I know who's funny. And I'm like, all right, go get on stage. And they'll freeze up within the first 30 seconds,
Mhm.
right? Because actual doing this professionally is different. So I didn't even know how to be a comedian for the first couple of years. I remember I was watching myself on an old podcast, and they was like, "Yeah, how do you do your writing sessions?" I'm like, "I don't write. I don't gotta write." And I said, "Damn, I said that. You gotta write. Like you gotta, or at least somehow document your jokes." Now, technically, I don't write. I voice memo everything because a lot of my material is my personal life because I've
Mm.
been through so much. Kind of like how Eddie Murphy did it. A lot of his stuff was his real life, but he actually turned it into professional jokes.
Mm.
So I do my stuff that way now. Through my voice, I voice record everything.
Mm. Okay. You definitely like you feel like your niche is roasting people? It's
Ah,
so natural. Is it natural for you to
yeah,
do
I
that?
think that's just extra. I think that's just like people think this such a big deal, and I'm like, what? Like I'm not even the best roaster I know. My mother, may she rest in peace. She was different. I think when it comes to roasting, it's not how good of a joke you tell, it's how fast you tell it. Cause that's a good roaster. A good roaster, the comeback is immediate. Because I'm a Capricorn, we Capricorns, you know how it is. I walk in the room and I scan you. The minute I walk in the room, I got you already. Like, so just in case, I keep a trump card in my back pocket for everybody in my circle. I got dirt on everybody. I just don't say nothing. And from the zodiac, and I hate to do the astrology thing, but it's real. Like we're very observant. And it's not gonna be some low-hanging fruit that I'm gonna attack. It's gonna be something that you thought would probably fly. And I'm going to tear that apart. So that's why. And then also my mother always said, yo, shoot for the head. Don't no jab. So
Mhm.
that's why people think my roasting skills are so superb. My thing is I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm gonna say something so harsh that I'm going to disable you and you can't respond to it. Because I'm not gonna set you up for you
I
to
call I
for you
call
to come
that
back. Nah. Right. But also check this. If you notice with my roasting, I'm always on defense. Right. So I don't just roast people out of the blue. I respond to people. And
mm,
that's the danger that they don't know that they're in. Once you go on offense, you already lost. I'm constantly playing defense. And that's why people say, oh, you're a bully. And it's like, I'm not a bully. How am I a bully? Just because you're you attempted to bully me and I responded.
okay.
Bullies start trouble. Bullies don't finish nothing.
Right.
They start. And that's the thing. So I'm always perceived as the bully because my response was more harsh than their attack. It's
Mm.
like you attacked me first. So
Well,
that kind of took on a life of its own. Like the Summer Jam screen shit. That
Right.
took on a life of his own because that wasn't even intentional. My thing was just content, skits, doing my list,
It just
and then all of a
happened.
sudden I'm clapping back at people in the comments, and they think like that's. I'm like, oh, this is easy. If I can, and I'm telling them like, yo, listen, bro. Every time you come at me and I respond to you, you do know I get paid thousands of dollars a month for it. People be like, ignore them. I'd be like, y'all think I'm really hurt? Like I'm unbothered by it. But the cool thing about the roasting, it's now grown into something to where people want to get roasted. It's kind of like a badge of honor to say, like, yo, Will Mills got me. Like they say things now on purpose. After for a while, I was like, yo, why people keep saying stuff? Then people was like, yo, they're doing that on purpose. Like they'll DM me afterwards, like, bro, thank you, bro. I'm glad I've been trying to get your attention for the longest. Is it kind of like South Park? You know, South Park make fun of people,
Mhm.
but like celebrities actually want to be on the show. They want to be parodied because it's a badge of honor to be on that show. So I'm glad to say, like, I'm becoming that person. Like, you want to be roasted by me.
Mm.
Kind of dope. I'm flattered.
Okay, but I don't wanna be roasted by you, so you gotta chill, okay?
But no, you have the immunity. I told you that before. I think you said something in the comments before, and I'm like, nah, you good. Like you are. It's certain people in my
First of
life
all,
that have immunity,
any if I see your post, I'm not commenting.
but I would never roast you because here's the thing. I don't roast people I know personally because
Okay.
we know each other. Like we have real conversations. So when you
Mhm,
say something to me, that's
mhm.
also something you would say to me in real life. Like you're
Okay,
not trolling. You're not trolling.
okay.
You're actually speaking because you know me. You're not speaking because you just wanna you're offended by the content. Like you're
Mhm,
so nah, I wouldn't roast you. You have
mhm.
immunity. But people in the comments don't know that.
Oh,
But
okay,
I know that. So that's all that matters.
okay. Alright, thank you.
But just know you have immunity. You're good. But that's not a free pass to try to go crazy on me.
No, it's not, and, I mean, that's why I don't comment on your stuff, but you have roasted me, like, a couple of weeks ago.
The hairdo. Yeah, the hairdo was
Come
crazy.
on, I was, like, 15 years old. Why you like
That's you know what? That's even crazy that you was 15. If you just said you was
No,
like 10,
but that's why I looked mad big, right? I feel like I had, like, this
no, no,
growth
no, no.
spurt
You're not hearing what
where
I'm
I was
saying.
doofy, and then after that, I never grew again.
But that's that. You're not hearing what I'm saying. 15 is too old for that hairdo. You should have had that hairdo when you was like 9. That hairdo was crazy because you had to go to high school with that hairdo. That shit was crazy. Actually,
Alright, let's
they
move
had
on,
you looking
please.
like Lord Farquaad. But you know what
Can
though?
you
That's how I
stop?
met you though. I met you looking like that.
Alright. With the increase with your increased presence online, what are there any topics that you are not willing to touch on or discuss? And the reason
Yes.
why I asked you that for today is because I would say back in the day when you started, posting online and saying certain things, and before you was in jail
Right.
with the live,
2 years.
you used to say a lot of
Political stuff.
controversial things,
Yeah.
and one of the
Yeah.
things that I think you discussed that I remember was like something like religion,
I'll
and
leave that
your
shit alone.
thoughts on that really like pull people a certain way. So from back then versus today, is there
Right.
anything that you willing not to talk about?
I'll take jabs at anything because in the land of comedy, nothing's off limits. However, I won't deep dive into a full dialogue about a lot of these things. Like, like my other comedian friends, like Godfrey don't care. He goes in on stuff. DL Hughley, they go in on stuff. For me, I like to be and so because you remember the King Dirtbag page, they canceled that page for that reason. And
Mm,
they didn't cancel me because I was being controversial. They canceled me because I was making people think, right? Because I will give a non-biased opinion on certain things. Like, for instance, like during the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, right? And I was telling black people, like, yo, you guys have fake outrage. It's selective fake outrage. You're only mad because the other person is mad. But if you look into a
okay.
lot of these stories, it ain't what their media is painted out to be. So what happened is people will change your narrative. But now when you keep it short and sweet, you're able to control your narrative. And that's my thing. I'll give a long-winded stuff on podcasts or on my podcast. And I'm like, you know what? That's what podcasts are for. My podcast, your show, Vlad. Like I'll give my long-winded dialogues because that's not my platform. But on my personal platforms, and now because I'm making a lot of money on these platforms, I'm
Mhm.
gonna protect them. And then
Right.
also, I'm not gonna fight against. I'm not fighting closed-minded people. I'm not trying to make a political statement. I'm a comedian, right? And I like that my page is an escape from a lot of the stuff. If you notice when the Diddy stuff went on or Charlie Kirk, those things, I don't talk about it
Mm.
at all because
Right.
it's like, you know what? I want to be the page people go to when they just want to laugh. They just want to
Right.
laugh. They want to joke. I don't want to get caught up in the hoopla. Like, watch my podcast if you want to see how I feel about certain things. I don't want to be the go-to authority on because once you get in that arena, you're there.
Right.
Once you politicize yourself or get religious, you're there. And
Mhm.
it's gonna take away from your content that you used to putting out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. And it's
Right.
not because I'm afraid to. It doesn't benefit me monetarily or even to have people thinking. If people would really want to know how I feel about stuff, I
Right.
do have my podcast that you can watch. And then you'll see me deep dive on, social commentary.
Okay. I'm sure we appreciate that. How did the online roasting of people even start? And then what would you say is your most memorable back and forth with a person?
And
Like,
I had some beefs.
do you have a top 5 for that? I think you should
It's
do
coming. It's coming at the end of the year because I've had some memorable feuds online, and for me, it's
But
all
like,
funny. But the fact that
which one lives in your head rent free?
the most recent one, MC Shan,
Okay.
that MC Shan was funny. And the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. Oh my God, that was funny because I went at it with the whole organization, like, and I wasn't backing down. It even went to as far the way it got squashed. Shout out to Captain Tazariak. He's like one of the bigger members. He runs a chapter out there in Harlem. They didn't even know I was a comedian because let me tell you how that one started. I dressed up like Uncle Jerome for Halloween, Uncle Jerome from Snowfall. And one dude jumped in the comments like, black man, how you celebrating that demonic white man holiday and blah, 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 blah. So I looked, I'm like, oh, this nigga's an Israeli. Like, so I commented back at him. I said, how dare you insult my costume when y'all niggas be on the corner with costumes on every day? Y'all wear costumes. Y'all out there dressed like barbarians, and you know what I mean. Y'all dressed like it's 25 BC. Back y'all niggas up. I said that to him, and a bunch of them got in the comments, started joining forces. He shared what I said, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun. So then I turned around and dressed up like them, and I did a skit, making fun of them. And they really thousands of them, and I was just going back and forth with all of them. It went all the way to Captain Cesario. Captain Cesario made a video about me, calling me dumb and all of that. So I made a video about him. So now he got a big show on YouTube. This was going on for weeks, and he had a big show on YouTube, and I saw my face on the next episode. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna be
Mm.
going in on me. So the show was going on, and I'm on YouTube watching it. They had a number for you to call in. Oh, I called right in. I'm like, yeah, this is the dude you're talking about right now. So then he asked me who I am. He said, yo, what do you do, brother? What do you do? What qualifies you? I said, man, I'm a comedian, bro. He said, you're a comedian? He said, so he's like embarrassed, like the whole time we're fighting with a comedian. I said, bro, it was never no beef. Like, y'all started with me. So then I let him know how I feel about them. I'm like, yo, bro, people don't be respecting y'all. Y'all on the corners yelling. Y'all don't even got a brick and mortar building to scream from. Y'all outside screaming on milk crates. Nobody got no respect for y'all, bro. So he kind of defended a couple of the things he said, and we had a long, progressive conversation. And now when I go to New York, they my bodyguards. So yeah, that one got cleaned up good. I've went at it with the Puerto Rican drivers, the race car drivers. I went at it with big women. I stay going at it with them. I got it with liberals. It's just always groups. It's always huge groups. And I think groupthink is extremely dangerous,
Mm,
right? When you're saying, oh, we believe this, and everybody kind of join forces and say, this is what we believe. I'm like, oh, okay,
right.
you guys are robots. You guys are stupid, right? I like to go at it with people like that. Cause it's like, how in your right mind are you not veering left with somebody saying something that makes sense?
Mm,
Like what I'm saying makes sense. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but if you get insulted, that's not my problem. And if you show me that you're insulted, I'm going to go harder on you. Because I love when people get mad. I love it. Live for it. But yeah, MC Shan is my most recent one. And I think my favorite one was yeah,
from Power
me and the
Ranger?
black, the Power Ranger, me and the black Zach from the Power Rangers. So I had a list
Wait, the
about
real
top
actor?
five. Yes,
Oh my
yes.
god.
I did a list top five worst hairlines of all time. And he topped the number one spot. And he commented on it. He said, yeah, this coming from a guy who doesn't even want to take his hat off. And I said,
Mm,
woohoo! Lord, the Lord have spoken. There's no way that this dude clap back. I'm like, bro, you don't look at online, bro. You have a legendary nasty hairline. Like it's legendary. Like everybody, and you're gonna comment on me? I cooked his ass. And then the decent man dude, we went back and forth for a while. So yeah, I stay at it with somebody, but it's fun. For me, it's fun. For them,
mm,
it's not the
mm.
same thing because they're gonna lose. I've not taken an L yet. I've almost taken one L, and I'm gonna shout that dude out. Actually, he blew up on social media now. So his name is Preemy Sterling. He almost got me.
I never heard of him.
So he said I stole one of his. It was a verse of R. Kelly, and he wrote something in text, and I did a video. So he accused me of stealing his stuff, and as a comedian, that is the worst thing you can be called, a joke
Right.
thief. So I made a video about him. I'm like, bro. So I guess he was waiting for me to do that because he had his ducks in order. And he pulled up some evictions I had back in the days when I was a kid. When you don't add context to stuff, it make it look crazy than what it is. So really didn't think me getting evicted. It's just me. I was a scammer at the time. So this is me moving from apartment to apartment. This is not me getting kicked out of nowhere. Then he pulled up a domestic violence case against me. Yeah. So one time in like 2004, me and my BM got into an argument. Neighbors called the police. I get arrested. But the next day, the charges got dropped because I never touched her or we just was yelling. Like nobody got touched. But whatever you get arrested for is what you get arrested for. That's the charge, domestic violence. And he posted that online. So I got people calling me a wife beater. And I said, I cannot let this happen to me. So I did my background check on him. And sure enough, he had a domestic violence case. But his was a little funnier because it was against a guy. So when you post these things with no context, it looks like he had a lover's quarrel with a man. So now he had to defend himself way worse than me. At least I allegedly beat up my girl. You beat up your boyfriend. And this is the dude who had a family, a wife, and kids. When I say he was getting cooked, he had his brother, he had people hitting me up like, yo, please take that post down. I said, no, I'm not taking nothing down. They're like, nah, he took his stuff down. I'm like, no, he hit below the belt and that was dirty. Because I never got charged with nothing. They dropped the case in a day. I never touched this woman. He said, because what really happened was that him and his sister and his sister's boyfriend all lived together. So he beat up his sister's boyfriend. So it's considered domestic because you live together, not because that should. But people are stupid. They're gonna run with whatever narrative it is. And he almost had me until I found that.
Mm.
So I redeemed myself. Shout out to him though, because he's the only man that's ever almost
That
got
went
me.
that went deep.
Yeah, yeah, he.
How did he get your real name? Isn't that a
You
part
know,
of
I'm
the
gonna say my
reason why
real name.
you don't tell people
No,
your
they
real name?
think I don't know. The dude is good.
Mm.
I mean, he lives in Florida, so he probably has somebody who knew me personally. He probably went on Facebook, looked at. I mean, you got your ways. I mean, people
Right.
be trying to figure out how do I roast them with a block page. You notice I roast
Right.
people even if they got a private page. I
Mhm.
got my ways to get in your page.
Okay.
So he probably, but he's good though. I mean, he's actually good at content creating because if you look at his page now, he's blown up. He probably got maybe more or just as much followers as me.
Okay.
So the dude is a great content creator. I give him that.
Okay. Is that a part of the reason why you don't tell people your real name?
I don't tell people my real name because I don't like my real name.
Yeah, pack it up. Pack that
Yeah,
real
I don't
name.
like my real.
Pack that. I'm not gonna say anything, but
I don't like my real name.
pack that real name up.
Yes, that's nasty.
Because you call yourself Will, I'm sure people automatically think your
It's
first
William.
name may be William,
They think it's
but
William
it's
because,
not.
but that's actually my brother's name.
And I'm
And people so
not
stupid because
gonna
I'm like,
repeat your real name. Hold up.
please
I'm
don't.
not. Your real name is safe with me, okay?
Good. But people, see, here's the thing though. But if people paid attention, well, it's not short for William.
What is it short
Bill is
for?
short for William.
Right? Okay.
Bill is,
That's
so it's like,
true.
why would my name be William and I call myself Will?
Okay. That's true.
Bill is actually a short name for William.
Mhm.
And then also, I got my brother name is William. So
Right.
why would I call my brother name is William? So
Mhm. But yeah, that's kind of wild how the person found you and found your real
yeah, he got
name.
me. He got me.
Okay. So, what advice would you give a comedian that's online, a creator that wants to improve and increase their visibility with their niche? What type of advice would you give them? Because just like you stated earlier, this has not happened for you overnight. You've been doing
Right.
it for years. What is something that you would give them that would help?
Find something that's original, that's yours. That's yours. Nobody else is doing it. It's yours. And do it so much because nowadays there is no more algorithms, right? Every algorithm is personalized, right? So if you watch a Will Mills video once or twice, you might get a message that say, do you want to see more of this? Are you interested in this? And you got to click yes or no, right? Because before you'll scroll through Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, and you'll just get the latest thing that the person posted. Nowadays, every algorithm is personalized. So you have to try to fight your way into everybody's algorithm. And the way to do that is be extremely consistent. Um, I remember before they had, they said they suggested you post certain times a day, 5 to 7 or 4 to 6. These should be the times you post. This should be the days you post. But once you get in the algorithm, it's the equivalent of becoming a headliner,
Mhm.
right? Once I'm in the algorithm, I could post at 3 in the fucking morning. By the time I wake up, my video gonna be at 100,000 views because I'm in everybody's algorithm. I'm in the algorithm. It doesn't matter anymore. I can breathe easier.
Mhm.
When you become a headliner at a show, doing stand up, you no longer gotta prove to the audience who you are. They bought tickets to see you. I tell my openers that when I take them on the road with me or have an opener, they got to prove who they are. Like the audience don't know them. A lot of times the audience don't know who's going to be on the card
Mhm.
outside of me until they get to the show.
Mhm.
So that's the thing. You just have to remain consistent and don't. That's the thing. People get. I got one guy who I talk to on a regular basis on who I'm helping with his content. He's always worried about likes and views. It's like, bro, stop worrying about the views so much and look at those shares, right? If your shares are going up, that's your engagement. Look at your comment section. So a lot of things I do are purposely, right? I'll say things, and this is I'll let you on a little secret. A lot of my top fives, I'll sneak one in there that I know is going to be controversial that I don't even believe, right? I'll say some food is trash that I actually enjoy, but I already know. No, it's rage baiting.
That don't
It's
make
rage
no
baiting. Like
sense.
so now you're covering so many different fields. So you're covering your views by making something creative. You're covering the comment sections matter too. It matters. Like you got to get those people commenting. You got to get them talking. And then you want something to say, well, you won't believe what he said. Let me share this. So you're covering your comments, you're covering your likes, you're covering your views. You got to make sure it's that creative to where you're doing it and try to find something that nobody else is doing. And if you are going to copy of somebody which is corny, do it better. Do it better. Find the holes in their content and take it. Straight up. This is free game out here. I'm older, so I feel embarrassed to copy of somebody. That's why I even get offended when people be like, "Oh, you stole that." Bro, I'm not stealing at the. It's a comedian out here. We had a feud too. I cooked him. At the time when our feud had started, he had like 204,000 followers. I probably had like 50,000 followers. And I was watching this dude for a year. The dude was stealing all of my shit. I'm gonna say his name. His name is Mike Murphy. You can look him up. He was stealing my reaction videos. He was doing it because he had, and oh, then he started, he was like, yeah, that's nasty work. He'll say nasty work, right? But everybody know I didn't make that up, but I popularized it. Like I popularized the term nasty work online. Everybody knows I did, right? So when he said it, only a New Yorker would know, like, yo, he sounds stupid saying that. Like, that don't even sound like, then come to find out he like from Pittsburgh or LA or some shit. So one day I couldn't take it no more. I sat back, I looked through his content, and I compiled all the videos he stole from me. So what I did was I baited him. I baited him into responding to me. And he did, because I knew he was fragile. He responded to me. And the minute he responded to me, that was the worst mistake he ever made in his life. Because now I posted up the timestamps and all the videos of mine he stole. And people were like, oh, damn, he really? I'm like, this nigga he even grew a beard like me. When I say I cooked this dude, finish him. If you look on his timestamp right now, he only posts podcast clips. At the time, this was like 2 years ago, he had like 204,000 followers. And now he sits at 210,000 followers, at almost 400,000 followers.
Mhm.
And I had 50,000 at the time. When I say I cooked this man's whole life off one video, yeah, don't play with me because he stole. And I let him rock for a year. But what started bothering me was that he was doing my stuff, but because he has a bigger following, it looked like I was stealing from him. And I couldn't have that. So yeah, I packed him all the way up. Some dude recently came out talking about, yeah, I started, he called me a thief, said he started pack it up. I'm like, bro, who says pack it up? And I did look
Yeah.
him up. He has been doing pack it up for a very long time, like way
Mhm.
before. But I don't say pack it, I say pack you up. But and
Mhm.
also pack you up is common lingo.
Mhm.
But you can coin it. You can, if you use it a certain way, you can literally make it yours,
Mhm.
right? Because Ed Lover didn't make up "Come on, son." We all say "Come on, son," but he says it in a certain way that it sounds like he made it up. But in New York, everybody says "Come on, son." Just
Right.
like when Will
Right.
Smith came out with the Jiggy song, we were saying that in New York for years.
Mhm.
But when Will Smith said it, he made it corny. So we stopped saying it. You feel me? So you can make something better or worse. And I think I have a voice now to where people like the way I articulate words, they like the way I say it.
Mhm.
And you keep, and I kept saying it, so I'm sneaking it into your psyche to the
Mhm.
point to where you saying it now at work or people saying it outside. And when you notice that you've coined something, maximum capitalize on it. I'm telling this to the content creators. Trademark that shit, make it, buy it.
Mhm.
Buy the phrase. Make merch, put your, and make it yours. Because there's money in all of that. Even Fresh Montana and them just did a song called "Pack You Up." Yeah, they did. I'm gonna call him out on your podcast. The dude who did the beat name is Derek Milano. That's my little bro. I've known him for years.
Okay. So you're gonna be in the video?
No, I'm not in the video. They did it already.
Oh, they did. They made a video
They did
for
the
it.
video. They already did the song. So I DM. I'm like Derek Milano. I'm like Derek. Really, bro? You know when you got "Pack You Up"? Like that's mine. And you my man. And you wrote the song. Like, come on. We're not even calling it like he's the Orlando dude.
So why they didn't call you for the video? You was too
That's
busy?
that, but that be the but the song flopped. It didn't do shit. Nobody listened to it. They ain't do nothing. But that's the thing though. Like you should have called me for the video because it would have went over better. It would have went over better. It would have went over way better. But you tried to do some slick shit, and you tried to little homie me, and you my little bro, Derek Milano, cornball ass nigga. He know where he got that from.
You're a real Capricorn in a sense of we
Obviously, I
have
call
this
people by their
we
name.
we have this thing where it's like, don't start none, won't be
Won't
none.
be none. But you see, but also I have humility too. Like I'm not gonna immediately like jump out the window. I'm gonna scan it. I'm gonna scan it. I'm gonna give you multiple opportunities to fix something when you do me wrong.
Mm,
Because it's embarrassing me to even confront you about certain shit because I'm never gonna do bad business. I'm never gonna do nothing nasty like that. Where my reputation or somebody's accusing me of stealing something from them. So I'm gonna
mhm,
jump on top of that immediately. But he knows for a fact that he got that from me. And
mm,
to write the song and to produce the song for French Montana, knowing that that's my little bro, and you did that. That's corny. That's corny. But
okay.
I don't care though. It's not
How
gonna
could
stop
he
nothing on this end.
how could he make it right? How could he make it
It's nothing to
right?
make right. I mean, you know, wrote the song is out. Yeah, I made the video. It's over with. That's the thing. I don't need credit. I don't need money. But it would have been nice if you hollered at me like, yo, big bro, you inspired this. But to not say nothing and to ride with it, like, come on, man. I look like a bozo. But the beauty of it is that my phrase and my persona on the internet is so huge that it's bigger than the song. Like it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Nobody listened to that shit. That shit didn't get no club play. Ain't nobody fucking with that shit. But if you added the originator onto it, it probably would have did better,
Mm.
respectfully, because I would have promoted it and I would have did it for free. That could have been my theme song when I'm coming out to shows while I'm touring. I would have walked.
Even if you don't like it, you would have still used it?
I mean, the hook was okay. The hook was okay, but I mean, a shout out to them. This is the first time I'm saying something about it too. And this is to you. I've not
Really?
said nothing about it. I've not
Exclu
even mentioned it.
exclusive. Alright. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
And that was an hour?
Huh?
That was an hour?
First of all, you know you could talk.
So
You
I'm telling you, I'm a podcaster for my podcast be
you
three
know how
hours
to run
long.
your mouth, so you just be talking, and the
My
time go
podcast
by
be three
like this for
hours.
you, so
I did 3.5 hours on Vlad. And Vlad was like, all right, bro, let's wrap this up. I
he's
got
like,
he comes up,
you know,
nigga,
back
you want a
you up.
podcast? Let's podcast. All right, let's pod, my nigga.
He was like, pack you up. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate the conversation. Tell the people where they can, find your podcast and where they can locate you online.
Everywhere, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Will Mills, WILZ. The podcast is All Jokes Aside podcast. And also currently right now I'm doing a Pack You Up tour. I will be in a city near you. I just added more dates. I got Detroit coming up, Nashville, Tennessee coming up, going back to Phoenix, Arizona. That's coming up pretty soon. Next week I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. Following that, I'm in Atlanta. And then on my birthday, like we discussed in the beginning, on the 22nd of December, I will be in Philadelphia. I gotta hit Philly. Philly shows me a lot of love. So I'm gonna do that on my exact birthday. So look out for the Pack You Up tour. And you can look at all the dates on willmills.comey, KOMI.io. So that's where you
Well,
get the ticket set.
congratulations on everything. With all this hard work that you have put in, did you imagine you would be where you at today?
Not doing comedy, something, but I thought I'd be like the biggest club promoter in the world. I thought something like that or like a fashion icon. I would never think a comedian. Rest in peace to my mom. My mom passed away exactly. It'll make a month tomorrow. It'll make a month that she passed away. And also, I think since she passed, my talent has elevated because that woman's spirit is undeniable. And I think she turned me into a bigger monster.
Okay.
And that's evident in I just did Chicago when I actually did DC the day she died.
Mhm.
And I did Chicago the day after her funeral. And both of those
Wow.
shows were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. We
So
we we did
something
speak
about that
about
woman,
that. Yeah, we did
Yeah.
speak about that, and I did send you my condolences.
Yes.
And, I'm glad that you in a sense of just, continuing to do what you need to do.
Yes. For sure.
And you
The show must
understand.
go on. That's what she would have said.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you wasn't, this is the last thing. If you wasn't doing comedy, what do you think you would be doing?
I'll be a school teacher. Yeah.
What?
I used to be a school teacher,
Okay.
but I probably would have been like on a college level. I probably would have got some tenure and been a college professor, which is probably something I would do after comedy. Go back and teach some college courses. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably be a teacher. I would be a teacher 100%. Yeah, I have a passion for that.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, thank you again for joining me. I appreciate the conversation.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
Will Mills. Thank you so much.